Okay, and I think we are live. Hi there, everybody. Thank you guys for coming today. Good morning, everyone. Happy that you're back. Let's just start by making sure that everyone can hear me. Drop me a quick line if you can. Let's send a reminder for each other to put these guys on Do Not Disturb. You know where to find it. It exists. I know you don't think it does, but that little button right there, just going to click that and make sure that we are not disturbed. Let's all do this together. And good morning, guys. You're going to need worksheet 2, same from yesterday, only we are going to be working on the back today. So you'll also need a periodic table, some place to write down some notes, like a notebook, maybe a pen, and a calculator. And before we start and jump into things, let's just chat a little bit. Today's live stream, I'm not planning on making it as long as yesterday's. We talked for a long time yesterday. But we can talk for a little bit and chat a little bit first before we get started. So Jayla says, I'm video chatting Caitlin. I can't put it on D&D. What is D&D? All I know that is Dungeons and Dragons, and I'm pretty sure that's not what you're referring to. So you'll have to tell me what D&D means. Video chatting Caitlin, why doesn't Caitlin just join in with the stream? Seems like that would be a good option. But I don't know. You'd have to tell me what's going on. Oh, do not disturb. Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's fine. No big deal. So that's cool. That's okay. I'm happy for that. And speaking of video chatting, I am currently working on a way for us to all video chat with each other where you can use your cameras in your Chromebooks if you want to, or at least the microphones in your Chromebooks, and we will all be able to share a video chat. So I'm working on getting that up and running. It'll be a couple of things like for everyone's safety that it will be recorded. It'll be like official through Fenton and all that kind of stuff. But I'm working on getting that going. So we should be able to have that soon if that's something that would be interesting to you guys. Would you be interested in the ability to do that? The ability for all of us to be in the same room together. Okay, Ryan says epic times 100, so I guess that's a good thing. But yeah, we would have to definitely set some ground rules, like not talking over each other and making sure that everybody keeps things appropriate. But I am working on a way for us to do that, so that would be something, it's in the process. It's in the works. We're working on it. You might have to give it a couple days, but I think we'll get there, and it'd be something that you'd be able to do with your Chromebooks. How's life? How has the past couple of days been? Are you guys doing your homework? Are you staying involved? Do you have any questions about the world? Is there anything that you guys want to talk about? Share that now. Let's chat while we're all here. And I want to hear how you guys are doing and what you guys are up to. How are you staying healthy? How are you staying active and not too bored? It's important to try and, like I said, stay active and try not to get too bored out there. But yeah, that. Share your thoughts in the chat. Let's see. Oh, we've got nothing so far other than epic times 100. All right, cool, guys. So you're just as talkative on the live stream as you are in real life in the classroom. So I'm glad. Something about, this time of morning. You haven't found your voice yet, I guess is what it is. As far as timing goes, tomorrow I think we'll do the same kind of thing. If 9:30 is okay with everybody, I could also be flexible with that time and change it to the afternoon too. Tomorrow I might be a little late as well because the plan is to take my daughter to the doctor's office to get her 1-year-old shots. Oh, scary. So I might be running a little late to get back home from that tomorrow. But I can change the time of this too. I think if we try and keep it a consistent time every day, that's good. Just for continuity and for what am I trying to say here? Help me find the words. Um, Routine. It's good to have a routine in times like these. But if it would be better in the afternoon, if you want to do this, say around like 1:30 instead of 9:30, we can do that. Will this stream be over before 11? Definitely. It'll definitely be over before 11. And Brittany, you're tired. I know, me too. But I have to say, like, you should be able to get some more sleep than you were getting when you had to wake up for school starting at 8 o'clock. I don't know. Try and go to bed a little bit earlier. This type of e-learning is exhausting. Yeah, or this e-learning is kind of exhausting. And good morning, Neha. And Ryan, yes, it'll be over before 11 o'clock for sure. This one's going to be shorter today than yesterday's was. I know it's exhausting. It's tiring. It's tiring for me too. Imagine this. I am trying to present things to all you guys and be here, but a big part of how this is true for me, and I think it's true for a lot of teachers, is that we feed off of you guys and your energy. And so you've maybe noticed that before, that if your energy in the classroom is really positive and really good, I feed off that and it helps me. But if your energy in the classroom is negative or tired or quiet, it's the same that reflects on me as well. So you have to kind of imagine here on a live stream, I'm talking to a webcam, right? I'm just looking at my computer screen. I can't actually see you or hear you. And so I totally get how it's exhausting for you guys to just, I'm still talking about Jayla's comment here, that it's kind of exhausting. I totally understand that. It's exhausting for me too. It's difficult because that connection is something that we can really build off of when we are together in person. And to not have that is difficult. But I hope that by doing something like this, we can make the most of it. I mean, if this is better than nothing at all, right? So that would be the question that I would ask you guys. Do you want me to keep doing these live streams? Is this better than nothing at all? I think a Zoom conference where we could all be on video chatting together would be better. Um, but I'm asking you guys, like, what do you want? Sick of it because of the routine. Um, Struggling with trigonometry. Okay. Yeah, everybody struggles with trigonometry. I struggled with trigonometry, so don't feel too bad about that. Keep doing the live stream in some fashion. Ryan, Pokemon teams, that's cool, man. That's very cool. Yeah, find some stuff to do like that to stay active and stay busy. So Ryan, that's awesome. You should keep doing that. Hey, Rachel, good morning. I'm glad to see you. I don't think I caught you yesterday, so glad you're here, Rachel. And Noe, so uh, as far as help with trigonometry, that's tough. You know what we can do though is if we get a video conferencing thing set up, and I think, guys, that we are going to be ready for that in the next couple of days, where you could turn your camera on, or if you don't want to, you can just use your microphone. But I think we'll be there soon, and I would be more than willing to try and help you guys with trigonometry even, because not every teacher is ready to do video streaming like I am. I'm a super nerd. I've claimed that every single day that you guys have known me. I am a turbo nerd. Look at my keyboard. Look at my keyboard that I type with at home. Hear that? Oh, that is delicious. No, but I am a turbo nerd. So I am uniquely ready for this video chatting thing. And I know that not every teacher is. And that's okay. That's no fault of their own, and it's nothing negative. But I would be totally willing to help you guys with some of your other classes, such as trigonometry. If you wanted to set up a meeting with me, once we get Zoom up and running, like Coach Lynn said, which the IT team is working on for that, then once that is set up and running, I will be more than happy to work with you guys on your other classes, not just chemistry. Okay, so Noe, I know that's not a perfect answer. That's the best answer that I could give. And as far as getting bored with the monotony of it, and kind of that what you said, it's dragging you down because of the routine of it all. I would just say having a routine is good for you. Try and go to bed a little bit earlier, but also add some personal time into the things. Maybe there's something you've been wanting to learn how to do or something that you've been wanting to try for a while. Now is a great opportunity in your life to try learning a new skill. Maybe it's painting or playing guitar or learning an instrument or something like that. Now you might not have access to a guitar or a piano or something like that. And so there might be some hurdles that it would be difficult for you to overcome those. But if you are determined to learn something new, there's plenty of opportunities that you might have to take that chance. So I'm just saying, like, if you're bored by the monotony of it all, then there's always a chance that you can address that. I'm just adjusting my whiteboard here because I'm about to start the chemistry time. There's always a chance that you can address that by trying to learn a new skill, or even just taking some time to enjoy a hobby that you have done in the past, whatever that hobby might be. So I'm just saying, I know this is tough, but you guys are talented and you can make the best of it. I'm confident of that. It's just going to take some grit and some determination. And you're going to have the right attitude of saying, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to let this get me down. I'm going to get out of bed every day and try to do something positive with my life. So that's the kind of mindset that you guys need to have. And it might take some creativity, but I'm confident that you guys can do it. So anyway, chemistry. Now that you guys know that the act of God thing has said that for us, we should not be moving too far forward with things. We should just be reviewing old things. This worksheet 2, which as you remember would be green if you got it in the classroom, is going to be the last new thing that we do. So we're going to work on finishing the back, and then that's going to be it for us as far as new material. I'll try to get creative with some review of older material, but I'm also going to try and make it fun too. I'm not going to try and go over proportions every single day for the next 2 weeks. I know that would get old pretty fast. And I really appreciate everybody being here. And out of my 70 chemistry students, there's 14 of you on right now. So I guess I hope that you can spread the word and get a few more people online than just us. That would be really great if we could see this stream get up in numbers, because I'm not going to try and just slam chemistry down your throat for the next 2 weeks. I have some ideas for different fun stuff that we'll do, especially if we get the chance to do that Zoom conference like I've been talking about, but that's still a work in progress. Anyway, if you could please share the fact that we're doing this with your classmates, I would really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for being here so much. So thank you all for being here so much. And if you could spread the word that this is going on and that this doesn't suck and that it's actually a good way to kill some time, maybe because you get bored throughout the day. And if you can spend 20 minutes online with me, maybe that's 20 minutes that you're not sitting around bored. So please spread the word and get more people on the stream. I would really appreciate that. And if it comes from you guys, telling your friends about it, then it's going to be a lot more, it's going to have a much better reach than if I keep spamming your email addresses through Google Classroom. People have made the choice to ignore those or not. But if it comes from you guys and your promotion of it, then it's going to be a lot more impactful. So yeah, please do that. Please spread the word. And thank you guys all for taking attendance. Attendance has been pretty much perfect so far. So major, definitely props to you guys for that, checking in with the link every day. It's super easy to do. So please keep doing it because it's great. It really reflects well on our school. What that says when you sign in and take attendance every day is that at Fenton, we're devoted and we care about our education. And that shows, it reflects when we say, as a school, we've had 90% of our students checking in every day. Other schools don't have that. They're not that good. So it's something that we can be proud of, and it's something that you guys should definitely keep doing. So thank you for that. Keep it up. Before I start, on the back, does anybody have any questions on the front or anything that they want me to go over? If you want me to go over one, you can just say the number 1 through 6. Anything that you guys want to do, we can do right now before we go on to a couple of problems on the back. So throw it out there in the chat if there's something that you want to do. It's okay. No, we just do it again with the right teacher. That's fine. Just go in and put the correct teacher in there. You can fill out the form more than once. Many people actually, sometimes I get somebody who like submitted their attendance 3 times. I'm telling you what to do right now. I know there's a little bit of lag between when I talk and when you hear it, but yeah. Just go in and make that, redo it, do it over again. It won't be any problem. All right, so keep sending the stream out there. It doesn't matter even if they're in my class or not. If you know a chemistry student, even if they have a different teacher, send them it out and get them on this. Keep that going up, and we're going to start. So Brittany said 3, Neha said 6. So let's start with number 3, and then let's do number 6. So number 3, a raindrop has a mass of 0.05 grams. How many moles of water does a raindrop contain? All right, so first thing we need to do in any of these calculations is we need to figure out how many grams per mole our substance is. How many grams per mole is water? Well, water chemical formula is H2O. So that is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. How many grams per mole is, sorry about that, is 1 particle or 1 molecule, I should say, of water? So we're going to go to our periodic tables, and we might need to use our calculators, which everybody has. Boom, ptable.com, in case you forgot. Hydrogen has a mass of 1. Okay, so hydrogen, there's 2 of them, plus oxygen, there's 1 of them. Hydrogen has a mass of 1, and oxygen has a mass of 16. So 1 times 2 is 2, plus 16, and we've got 18 grams per mole for water, H2O, which means that when we look at the problem, we're going to say that 18 grams of H2O is equal to 1 mole. This is the first statement that you need to be able to write down. It's going to be the same every time in that it's going to be some grams, some number of grams, whether that's an element and you're just getting it straight from the periodic table, or it's a compound and you have to do a little bit of work here first. Some number of grams of H2O is equal to 1 mole. So for us, that's 18 grams of H2O is equal to 1 mole. Or it could be some number of grams of iron is equal to 1 mole. That's the first step, same in every problem. And the second step is to then, in the same fashion, write what the question is asking. So this question is asking, how many moles of water does a raindrop contain? And the raindrop has a mass of 0.05 grams. So in a raindrop that has a mass of 0.05, I guess there's a 0 after a 2, but that doesn't matter. It's just a 0, right? So you don't have to write the 0 at the end. It doesn't change the number at all. But if our raindrop has that mass, 0.05 grams, then how many moles is it? So that's where our X goes. And from this setup, from this statement, now we have our proportion. Because look, I've got my fraction, my first fraction there, my second fraction there. I get 18 divided by 0.05 equals 1 over x. Then what I need to do is cross multiply to solve that proportion. So I'll cross multiply. I'll have 18 times x is equal to, sorry about the whiteboard. I'll have 18 times x is equal to 1 times 0.05. We'll simplify. 18x equals 0.05. And then divide both sides by 18. So we have to punch that into our calculator. 0.05 divided by 18 is 0.00277777, so we have to round this. Now in the past, I've always said, hey, round these numbers to 1 decimal place. But if you rounded it to 1 decimal place, it would just be 0. Your answer would just be 0, and that would not be a good answer, right? So what we want to do is round this to just the first number that you can round it to. So ignore the 2 zeros at the beginning and then just round it to that next number that's there after the zeros. So, all right, Noe, charge your Chromebook and I'll see you guys soon. So what we would say is, yes, we would round that number to exactly what Coach Lynch said, 0.00. There's our first number, and then we're going to take that next number that we have and round it. And so that 7 is going to get rounded up to an 8. Now, I would have accepted what Ryan said. I would have accepted 0.003. That would have been fine. What Neha said, 0.002, that would not have been right, because no matter what, that 2 would get rounded up to a 3. You wouldn't just write 2. Oh, Mr. Augustin, welcome. Glad you're joining on the stream. Thank you for being here. And this is question number 3, Ada. Thanks, Coach Lynch. So yeah, that is our question number 3. Let's see, and who had asked about that? Brittany, you were the one who had asked about that. So any follow-up questions? How are you feeling about that question? Any other follow-up questions for that one? You guys can post in the comment sections right now. Noe, I hope you come back soon if you left. I'll take this chance as a reminder as we're waiting for you guys that I really need your help in promoting these streams. So please send this out to your friends that this is going on right now. And then Brittany, I'm just going to wait for the thumbs up from you that there are no more follow-up questions, that I didn't go too fast or skip anything that you needed me to follow up on. So please let me know how I did there. And then what we're going to do is get ready for number 6 next after that. So number 6 is going to be up next. And I'm still waiting on that thumbs up, Brittany, but I think I'm going to go ahead and erase this in the meantime. Since there are no objections, and if I need to rewrite something, I'll just rewrite it. I'm not too worried about it. So give me a second. This is easier if I just do this. Okay. So then the next question up was number 6. Thumbs up from Ada. Brittany, it's confusing to set up. Thank you. Okay, thank you guys for saying that. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions. I am totally happy to answer them. So the setup part of this, let's just review the, can I get another Oreo lab? Let me answer that question later, Noe. As you're still an NE in the grade book, it's quite possible that I'm just going to need to exempt those out until we come back, because I don't really know how you would be able to do that from home. I think that smiley face means yes, but I'm not exactly sure. That's okay. Let me talk about just the general setup for these questions then, um, Brittany, because you said the setup is confusing. And a lot of people on yesterday's stream, which if you missed it, you should go back and watch it. A lot of people on yesterday's stream were saying, hey, does it matter where the X goes? Like, how do you set this up? So I think I'm going to take a second, and this is not related to any specific question at all, um, but it's just the general setup. And so, yeah, Brittany, thanks for your comment. I'm going to see if I can cover that now. Jayla, I have a big box of grading that I'm going to be doing. So, Jayla, that'll be updated for you. You just have to be a little patient. The first couple of days here, I've been kind of running around a lot. But I do have a big box of grading. It's actually right here off camera that I'm going to be doing. So, Jayla, your grade will be updated. Brittany, back to what you said. What we need to do is, what we've got is the molar mass. This is going to be our setup every time. This is the molar mass of the compound that is being asked about in the question. That is always equal to 1 mole. Okay, and that number is a number of grams. That number on the left-hand side of the equal sign has a number of grams. So the molar mass of the compound is what we do by adding up the atomic weight of the elements in that compound from the periodic table, and that has our units of grams. Our units of moles, a mole is just a count, it's just a number. You're just counting, it's like how many. It's unitless in a way. It's just a way to count a number of things, is a mole. But this is always the first step of your setup. The second step of your setup is to say, okay, that's the first statement that I write. The second statement that I write is basically the question that's being asked. So in the case that it's saying a given, if we are given a number of grams from the question, it's going to ask us how many moles is that equal to? And that's where we say X. That's where the question would ask how many. Okay. So that part on the top, this part on the top is the same for every question. This part on the bottom is going to be different. And by the way, when I say same for every question, not literally, because it's going to be a different compound every time. The compound in number 4 and number 3 that we were just doing was water, H2O. But in number 5 that we did on the stream yesterday, you can go back and see that if you missed it, number 5, the compound was salt, NaCl. So the number that we put in here is going to be different, but it's always going to be equal to 1 mole. The number is going to be different because we're given a different compound to work with in each question. And then the bottom part of this, if the question says you have this many grams of it, like in number 3, you have 0.05 grams of it, how many moles is that equal to? And that's where our X comes from. Then we take this, and those are our fractions. We've got one fraction there, and that's equal to our second fraction here. And we set those and we solve a proportion. Now the other possibility is they could change the bottom on us. They could change it up, and they could say, how many grams would you need for a certain number of moles? And for example, number 6 does it like that. And so we're going to cover number 6 in a second. But if you look at number 6 is giving you a number of moles. Number 6 is giving you, oh, you have 0.05 moles. And it's asking you how many grams is that. So you can see how the setup for number 6 is slightly different because the question was slightly different. But these are still your 2 fractions here that are kind of made for you. And we just need to go through and figure out what the top is going to be. So, Brittany, let me know if that helped. And anybody in the stream right now who has questions about this setup, let me know if that helped. And, Coach, I think I did what you suggested of covering the difference between how many grams and how many moles. But if I didn't, please chime in and let me know. And hopefully that has helped. But keep asking those questions. If that hasn't helped or if it has, I need to know before I want to move forward. And then what we'll do is number 6. Yeah, so the different setup will be what we're going to do for number 6 is going to have this different setup because of the way it's written. Because number 6 is asking us for how many grams versus something like number 3 that asked us for how many moles. That changes where the x goes. Whatever the question says, how many, if it's how many grams, that's the side you put your grams on the left-hand side here, and you put your moles on the right-hand side. So let's kind of think of it like this. Let me think of this in a slightly different way, right? So let's think of it like what we're going to do for our 2 fractions, right? For our 2 proportions. Let's just see it like this. On the left-hand side, we're going to put grams. On the right-hand side, we're going to put moles. The top is going to be information from the periodic table. Okay, thank you, Brittany. I'm glad that helped. The top is going to be information from the periodic table. So that's going to be the atomic weight or the molecular weight. Let's just say weight. Because if it's just a single element, we'd call it the atomic weight. But if it's the oh, that's a typo, Ryan. You know what? We're gonna fix that together. Yeah. Or yeah, no, I'll show you now. Don't worry about that, Ryan. So this is from the periodic table. And then this is given in the question, or it's X if it's asked about in the question. If the question says, how many grams? Noe, you know, you could have gone to the bathroom and I would have never known the difference, believe it or not. I don't know if you guys crack me up, man. I think you can do whatever you need to do. You can do whatever you need to do. On the right-hand side, this is going to be always 1 mole. Okay, so that's easy. That's always going to be 1 mole in the top right-hand corner. And in the bottom number is going to be either given in the question or X. If the question asks how many moles. So if the question asks how many grams, then our X is going to be over here. But if the question asks how many moles, then our X is going to be over on that side. All right. So this is it. That I am pausing. I'm going to stop there. That's all I wanted to get down. And then I will continue with question number 6 in a second. Take it to the bathroom. Conversations that I never thought would happen in my academic career. No, it's okay. You can just take your teacher and you can keep learning while you take a bathroom break. Okay, that's cool. Go for that. That's, you know what? I need to blow my nose. Should I mute my microphone this time or should I just keep it on so that you guys can hear it? I'm not really sure. Whatever you guys want me to do. But before I go forward and erase this, I will wait for Noe to get back. All right. Yeah, first world problems indeed. I'll tell you what, guys, we are blessed in all these things going on in our lives right now, we are blessed. So, Ryan, it's 52 minutes away from 11 o'clock. So I'm not going to be streaming for 52 more minutes. Yeah, we got 52 minutes. I'm going to be done well before then, don't worry. In fact, I'll probably just finish with question number 6 here and then save the back of this for tomorrow because we've already been going for a while as is. And that's totally fine. I answered lots of questions and I'm happy about that, but I do want to do number 6. So let's do that. I hope that helped. And in fact, I hope that helped so much that I am going to ask you guys to do number 6. And yeah, if you guys need to go, that's the other really cool thing about this. These are live, or after we're done, they are recorded and they're on my YouTube channel. So you can always go back and check in with these later if for some reason you're not able to watch. And if you've already done number 6, okay, I actually do need to blow my nose. So we're going to try this time. We're going to see how this goes. And if you can hear me, then okay, I'm thinking that hopefully worked better this time. So yeah, we're good to go. If you've already done number 6, that's awesome. If you haven't already done number 6, I did get a question about it, so I'm going to answer it. But I'm going to try and talk less and ask you guys to do a little bit more this time. So a chocolate chip cookie recipe needs 0.05 moles of baking soda. And that parentheses that you were asking about, Ryan, is a typo. So our formula for our baking soda is just NaHCO3. Ignore the parentheses. Well, Jayla, let's see if we can figure that out, all right? Ignore the parentheses. How many grams should the chef mass out? So let's just talk about the setup of this before we even start to do any of the work. Let's just talk about the setup here. The question is asking how many grams. So when we talk about that, fractions that we need to set up, we're always going to have 1 mole in the top right. In the bottom right is the number of moles in the questions. All right, so I want you guys to see if you can set this up. So I'm not sure how you would tell me about how to set up the fraction, but I want you guys to see if you can set this up first. You're going to need to figure out the molecular weight. That weight in grams is going to go on that setup. I want you guys to tell me where the X is going to go. Is the X going to go in the bottom left? Are we trying to find the number of grams? Or is the X going to go on the bottom right? Are we trying to find the number of moles? So you tell me in the chat. Are we trying to find the number of grams, or are we trying to find the number of moles? And given that information, where should the X go? So Jayla says on the left. Let me see if you guys agree. You can take a second, and I'll let you guys chime in too. Can anybody want to confirm or help Jayla with that and see if you agree with her there? Are we trying to find the number of grams, or are we trying to find the number of moles? Read the question carefully, and what is it asking? Rachel says bottom left, agreeing with Jayla. Let me get a couple more voices in there to chime in and see how that's going for you guys. So Ooh, we have a dissenter. Noe thought bottom right. Okay, well, let me ask you this. Let's just answer this question. Just answer me this question. Are we trying to find the number of grams or the number of moles? So the question says, how many grams, right? So we are trying to find the number of grams. Because we're trying to find the number of grams, remember, we're going to keep grams all on the left, and we're going to keep moles all on the right. So this is going to be x grams. And the number of moles is given to it. So what is the number of moles given in the question? There we go. I like that. When I hear, oh, okay, that is the best sound that a teacher can hear. That is truly the best sound that a teacher can hear when somebody's light bulb goes off. I appreciate that. So yes, and then the number of moles is 0.05. So perfect. That's what we need to put on the right. Now, we're missing one thing. We need to figure out the weight. All right? What is the atomic weight of baking soda? Sodium bicarbonate. Ryan says 126 grams. I want to give you guys a second to figure that out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it on a piece of scratch paper. I am not going to write it on the whiteboard right away. Ooh, Ryan says 126. Jayla says 84. I'm not going to say it yet. I'm going to do it on a piece of scratch paper here. And I want you guys to figure it out. What is the atomic weight of that compound? So we've got Na, we've got H, we've got C, and we've got O. There's one of each except for O. There's 3 of those. So let's see, it's a race. It's not a race. But I am doing this right now on my own, on a piece of scratch paper. And I'm almost done. And I haven't looked at the chat in a couple of seconds, so I don't know what you guys are saying. But I have my answer. Okay. So interesting. So let's see if we can figure out, Ryan. Ryan, what are you multiplying by 3? What number are you multiplying by 3, Ryan? Okay, so you think you caught your mistake? From what it sounds like from you said multiplied wrong. The only thing you should be multiplying by 3 is the oxygen. There's 3 oxygen, but there's just 1 of everything else. So the only thing that should be multiplied by 3 is the oxygen. So here's what I worked out, guys. There's 1 sodium that has a mass of 23 grams. There's 1 hydrogen, that's just 1. There's 1 carbon, that has a 12. And there are 3 oxygen. So if you do 16, which is oxygen multiplied by 3, you get 48. And then if you add all those numbers up together, you've got 84 grams total. So that's 84 grams in 1 mole of sodium bicarbonate, or baking soda. So this is the way I kind of set that up there, because there was 1 of each and then 3 oxygen. And that is then 84 grams per mole. So Ryan, what you're forgetting is the sodium, the Na, which is 23. You're missing the 23, because sodium is actually 22.99, right? So sodium is 22.99. But if we round that, if we round 22.99, that actually gets rounded up to 23. And so that's where we're going to add 23 to that and get 84. So that's going to be our final solution for that one. There we go. I know, rounding, right? It'll get you. It'll get you every time, man. That rounding will get you. It's true. You got to be slow and careful. You can't rush it. That's the thing with it. You can't rush it. You got to take your time on the rounding, and then you'll be okay. So anyway, now we know the weight. We know the weight is 84 grams for 1 mole of baking soda. Look, we've got our fractions set up. We can solve this. Our proportions, our fractions are going to be 84 over x equals 1 over 0.05. So we've got them. Boom, boom. Let's solve this up here. I'm going to let you guys solve it. Again, I'm going to do this on a piece of scratch paper. Glad I have lots of scratch paper over here, to be honest with you. And I'm going to let you guys see if you can come to an agreement on what you think x is. So we have one answer in there. Let's see if you guys can agree and corroborate what Neha has said. She thinks x is equal to 4.2. 4.2 what, bro? You need a unit on that answer, son. What units? What are we finding? What are we finding? What are the units? Not moles. We already know moles. What is x? What is the question asking about? Yes. Lady Gaga, yes! It's moles, not moles. It's grams. I misspoke. I can't multitask and be silly at the same time. So there's our first couple of steps. Cross multiply. So get those fractions out of there and you get that. Then we need to simplify. So 84 times 0.05. Boom. 4.2 grams. So good job, guys. And it's grams because what were we asking about? Go back to the question. Right there. 4.2 grams. What I need, this is going to enhance my live streams in the future, is like a piece of tape. So I can just stick that there. I know I have been streaming for almost 50 minutes, which means it's time for us to stop because I'm tired. This is exhausting. I know how you guys feel when you say that this is exhausting. I know exactly how you feel. But again, thank you guys so much for being here. If I was only speaking to 1 or 2 of you, it wouldn't be worth it. But the fact that there are so many of you here, I appreciate that so much. Please spread the word because I would love to see that number get a little bit higher. If we could hit like 30 or 40 people watching, oh my gosh. Oh, that would be amazing. And so if we need to change the time and do this in the afternoon at something like, 1:30, we can definitely do that at something like 1:30 or something like that. Let's keep the chat civil, guys. I'm going to go ahead and pause people if I need to on that. And I know that these times are difficult for everybody, right? Let's understand here that these are stressful times for all of us. And that stress definitely is affecting all of us. And if there's one thing that I would ask of everybody, to your neighbors, to your family members, and to everybody else, be more kind. Be more kind in the world today, because we are all struggling with what we are going through right now. And everybody has those struggles in their own ways. Be kind to one another. Treat each other with love, treat each other with compassion, with respect, and with care. Coach Lynch, if you would like to buy me a bigger whiteboard and send that to my house, then I would definitely use a bigger whiteboard. So I'll give you my address. You can just send that right on over here, and I'll definitely be using it. I'm kidding, but seriously. And so be kind, be nice, treat each other, like I said, with compassion and care and with bison pride. So I'm going to go. It's been a good stream, guys. Thank you for being here again. Please reach out and spread the word so that more people will join us. I would greatly appreciate that. And I'm going to say goodbye for today. For tomorrow, we are going to do the back of worksheet 2 that we didn't have a chance to get to today, and that is totally fine. But for tomorrow, we're going to be doing the back of worksheet 2. So if you haven't had a chance to finish that, please finish it. And I will talk to you guys all very soon. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I'm going to say goodbye for now.